Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Chilling3000 Hangouts here for tonight. It is the 8th of November 2025 on this 194th episode of the program. Hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. Getting ready for the holiday season just around the corner. Here today on our show, we have 3 great segments for you all and 2 interviews. And our first segment of the night coming up will be our interview with Luke Thatcher, who is a big sports fan from New Jersey. And it's going to be interesting to find out how he picked his sports teams with him living in New Jersey. So there's that with that first interview. And then right after that, we have a game show segment of a game of card starts with Jordy Skow. And then for our foul segment, we have not quite a Massachusetts native, but she's from Maine, Abigail, which Maine is about 3 hours or so from me, 3.5 hours, 4 hours. She is a podcaster, talks about spiritual stuff on her podcast page, which is interesting stuff for you all to check out. So those are the 2 interviews for today in our game show segment. So I hope you all enjoyed that. And also, I wanted to congratulate the Los Angeles Dodgers for becoming the 2025 World Series champions. Back-to-back World Series champions, that is. That is an amazing thing to do. Stand tall and become the first team this century to become back-to-back World Series winners, and also to put them both on the road to clinch, one of them being Game 7, and also extra innings, also by a guy who nobody expected to become a World Series hero by tying that home run in the 9th inning with 2 outs away from not winning the World Series, which is absolutely incredible. And of course, Will Smith having that go-ahead home run, and Yoshi Matsumoto, what a player he is. Oh my god, what a pitcher that guy is. Just absolutely incredible. And, winning the World Series again after winning it in New York last year, but they came back in that 5th inning last year. I mean, to stand tall and do it back-to-back times for the first time this century, that's amazing. And now, it's no longer the Yankees that is the last time to repeat as World Series champions. So, pretty amazing stuff. So, congratulations once again to the World Series champions, back-to-back Los Angeles Dodgers. And now, let's get to our first interview of the night. Alright, everyone, here on this interview segment here, I'm here with our next guest here on this series. First, welcome, Luke Thatcher. How you doing, Luke? How do you pronounce your last name?
Thatcher,
Okay. Alright, fair enough. How are you doing tonight, Luke?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing alright. Just relaxing here, during the baseball, obviously, of course, and the holidays is just right around the corner, and I'm looking forward
Yep.
to it. So let's get into the questions right here. And before we do that, you was actually interviewed on the YouTube channel before, but that was back when we used to have the famous 3000 news program back in 2023. He was on
Yeah.
at that time, but due to unfortunate algorithm of the program with the views and all that, we decided to uh, step that down. And plus, it wasn't really working out doing it every single day on the channel. So, but it is what it is, and not every show works out at the very end, of course, and all that. But how you been doing since we had you on the channel back in 2023?
Been pretty good. Can't complain.
Anything new? That is.
Not really been.
Okay. So what do you do for a living? I know you're from New Jersey.
Um, I actually work in retail, so I work at like a store.
So
But
okay.
been there for 2-3 years now.
Okay. 2 to 3 years. Do you work there like 7 days a week or 5 days a week? How does that work for
Um,
store?
depends on like I would say between like 3-5 days a week,
Okay. That's not too bad.
depending
Um,
on if they want me to come on my days off.
yeah,
But it's usually 3 to 5 days a week.
understood. Do you like your job? Was that like how did you discover that job and what made you decide you like
Um,
the job?
it's actually not far away from my house, so
That's
so
why you decided to do that job?
yeah, that it's
Okay.
like it's like the only store in the town I live in. So
Oh, okay. Understood. Um, so and of course, I know you're a sports fan. You like the Angels,
yep,
Broncos, um, Church, the New Jersey Devils, and
yep.
um, what's the NBA team you work for again?
I'm actually a Lakers fan.
Lakers. Okay.
Been a Lakers fan for years. So before the LeBron stuff happened, when Kobe was still on the Lakers. So
Was that at the towards of Kobe's career, or was that the beginning of Kobe's career when you started to become a Lakers
uh,
fan?
I'd say like in the middle because my dad was actually a Lakers fan.
Oh, so that's
So
how you. Okay. Was he originally from Los Angeles, or was he from?
no, he was just a Kobe fan, so he followed the
Okay.
Lakers.
What's your favorite memories of Kobe?
I'd say the 81 point game when he against the Raptors. His final game when he
Yeah,
scored 60 against the Jazz. That was
yeah, those are the mom- big moments that stand out in his career, and he will forever be missed. And the NBA
yeah,
has been the same since he passed away. I can tell you that right.
def yeah, most definitely.
Um, and as for an Angels fan, um, you know what? I know Mike Trout. He used to be a big star in the game before Otani took over and went to the Dodgers. But is there a reason why you really like Mike Trout as a
Um,
player to root for Angels? Because
he,
is he the
he's
only player from New Jersey that's currently playing in the major? That's a big star.
um, I think there's a cut. I I think there is another player from New Jersey. I don't quote me on it, but I think Anthony
Yeah.
Volpe might be from
Oh,
New Jersey,
that's Scrub.
or he's from New York. I know it's one of those two because I know he grew up a Yankee fan
Yeah, he did.
before he got drafted by the Yankees. He came out and said it.
Yeah, he is terrible.
He's terrible.
Defensively,
I don't
defensively,
I don't know how, but he did win a Gold Glove. I don't know how he
this
did.
this year,
No, it was like it was last. I think it was
uh,
last year. He won a Gold Glove for shortstop, but
beat, beats
but
me.
this year, but this year he
It
did
was
not
terrible.
look. He did not look like a Gold Glover on that field. I'll just say that.
Terrible. His offense is average.
Yeah,
But
he's. It depends on the Yankee game. To be like,
yeah,
sometimes he'll like hit home runs out of nowhere, and then he'll just suck.
yeah.
Like it's like hit or miss with him.
Now you being from New Jersey, like, do you feel comfortable being able to stand in New Jersey with all the Yankee fans around you, being the 27 reign
Oh,
crybabies they are, or
most of my family are Yankee fans, so I can't
that's why
say.
I'm asking if they're uncomfortable or
Nah,
uncomfortable.
they're usually, they know I've liked Mike Trout for years, so they
Yeah.
don't. Yeah,
How
but
often do you
most
watch the Angels games? Because they're up there at the West
I
Coast, so
I try to watch them as most of I can, but I usually just watch highlights for the most part because
yeah.
I am from Jersey. Unless they play the Yankees, I can because I actually went in person. I think to a couple Yankee Angel games.
Hide it back to Angel Stadium.
I have not, but
Used to
in the
make that.
future for sure.
Yeah,
It's
next year.
definitely up there.
I don't know if the Yankees are playing the Angels next year, but you should definitely
I went
keep that.
this year when they played, so I can't.
Oh, for Yankee Stadium, yes, but I meant like for
Yeah,
Angel Stadium. You should make
yeah,
that a step for next year.
yeah, for sure. Off the
Um, so speaking of sports, have you met any athletes in person before, or all that stuff?
eh, I think yeah.
What sport players have you met in person?
Oh, I actually I wouldn't say it was a player, but I met a ac- actually this year when I went to the Angels Yankees, I actually met Christian Moore. He's the rookie on the Angels. I met his
I've
dad.
heard of them. Yeah, that's
I met
cool.
his I met his dad in an elevator when we were going to our cars. He
Oh,
was a
that's
he was a
cool.
he was a pretty nice guy too. He actually follows me on Instagram, the dad, because I told him I DM'd him like, "Hey, I met you in the elevator. It was nice meeting you." Like, and then
That's cool.
he actually follows me on Instagram, and he'll view my story on there every once in a while.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
What's his son's contract with the Angels? Do you know?
I think he's still under his rookie contract, so it's like maybe
Yeah,
like a 3 or 4 year deal.
yeah, I think so too. Um, but yeah, that's pretty neat. You're a wrestling fan as well, right? Oh no.
Yeah, I've been watching wrestling for years, like you could tell. I'm in the background. I get a couple, like I met wrestlers in person, and I have their signatures
But
behind me.
which ones? I can't really see.
Um, I met Jeff and Matt Hardy. They're in the corner right there. I met Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder, as he used to be in WWE. I met Diamond Dallas Page. I have his signature up there.
I've heard of her.
You heard
Um,
of him? Okay.
yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's a her or a him. I don't know.
It's a him.
Okay.
He's like
Yeah,
he's an older wrestler. He's like in his
yeah. I've heard of him before with me being on the Rank and Ray podcast. I used to be a co-host on that.
yeah.
So, for the non-wrestling stuff, of course, because I never got into wrestling because you know it's more of an adult sport in a way, but of course, I never really got it was it never really got my interest.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna ask you this question: what do you think of wrestling today? Because I mean, John Cena is going to be leaving after this year. Like, I think
Yep.
this month is his last match, right?
It's December 13th is his final match.
Okay, what's it against?
I don't mind John Cena, but I know a lot of people think he's overrated.
Yeah,
Romy, Gary, Alex, a little bit, but I don't mind John Cena. Like I get the hate, like people say he's
yeah.
overrated.
I get the hate too in some ways,
Plus,
but
plus he's from Boston, like you.
that's the only thing I like about him that gets my respect. But I'm not like a John Cena super fan because, like I said, I never watched wrestling.
Yeah, I don't.
That's the only thing I like about him. But like, what do you think of wrestling today overall? Because the only wrestler I can think of that's good, well, two wrestlers I can think of, or three. Is the Undertaker still wrestling?
No, he's
He's
like
got it.
six. He's retired.
Okay.
He's like
Yeah.
60,
So like
70 years
the
old.
only two wrestlers I can think of that are going to be popular after John Cena leaves is Miss Morgan and The Rock. Those are the only two wrestlers I can think of that are going to be very popular
Yeah, Liv
going forward.
Morgan's definitely going to be top, one of
Mhm.
the top female wrestlers. Plus, she's also from New Jersey, so that's why I cheer for her. She's yeah,
There you
she's
go.
from The Rock. He's probably he's like had he's like Triple H's boss technically, sort of,
I thought about
because
him.
he's part of TKO, that the company that owns WWE.
So back to my main question here. What do you think about wrestling as a whole? Like going,
I think
um,
it's still some of the storylines are like like mid, like they're okay, like, but I still think it's entertaining. I'll watch I'll watch it every week. Like,
well, yeah, it's something to watch when you're bored. Basically. So that's just that's just it. Um, Also, I know you're a game show fan as well. How did you get into game shows? Because the last time I interviewed you, I don't remember asking that question.
uh, my it's I think my grandma, because she watches it like all the time. Like, she'll have the Game Show Network on in the background every day. So plus she'll
Yeah,
watch the ones in the morning too, like The Price is Right, Let's Make a Deal. She'll watch those, and then
yeah.
she'll have the Game Show Network on most of the day. So
What's
I'd
your
say
favorite?
her.
What's your favorite game shows?
Mine, I would say, I'm a Price is Right fan. I like that. I like Drew Carey. He's cool. Wayne Brady. He's cool. So I'll watch Let's Make a Deal too. Wheel of Fortune, but since I have YouTube TV, I can't watch it anymore because
You don't have
they
what?
because YouTube TV, because of the Disney channels, like,
Ew.
because they didn't sign a contract with the YouTube TV, and that's the cable provider I have. So they took ABC off.
As for what game show now?
Uh,
What game show you're talking about that you can't watch anymore?
yeah, because ABC is owned by Disney, so
Yeah,
YouTube TV, that's the cable I have. They pulled like ESPN,
yeah,
ABC, because of that contract dispute.
yeah. That's the same. But um, now as for like Price is Right. Did you start the pricey game thing premiered at the beginning of the season?
Uh
It was called Lion's Share.
oh, I think I saw a clip of that. I didn't watch like the full episode, but
Yeah,
it didn't mind. I don't mind it. It didn't seem
it was a very
like
cool pricey game.
it's a cool game.
Yeah. Also, um, uh, did you grow up with Bob Barker or just Drew Carey?
Uh, I was born in '03, so maybe like,
Okay, yeah, same.
so we're pretty much just, so like a little Bob Barker, but not that much.
I don't remember watching him at all.
I
No,
I
so
maybe once or twice. I remember watching it as like a kid, but
yeah, I don't remember watching.
I definitely grew up with Drew Carey for sure.
Yeah, and he's a very nice guy too. I got to meet him back
Oh yeah, I did
almost
see that.
almost a year ago now, and very very nice guy. Um,
He seems nice, like, with
yes,
when, like, during the watching it on TV, he seems like a nice guy. So I'd assume.
He's improved a
He's like,
lot over the years. I think what happened was ever since no offense to Rich Fields, but once he left and made it his own show, that's where he really got things going for his Price Right career because it's now his own show and he doesn't have to worry about the past Bob Barker era with Roger or
yeah,
so.
yeah.
But
I
that's a
think,
no offense to any of those guys, Roger or Rich, but once they left, it came to Carrie's show, especially
yeah,
when George Gregg came.
yeah. George, I like George Gray as an announcer, so
Yeah, he fits it well, for the Price is Right these days.
yeah.
Um, have you met any game show people in person before too, or no?
No, I never met any of them.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if they do anything as like cons because I know our friend Tal Calvert does those cons out there in Baltimore or whatever when he makes certain celebrities. But I don't know if any game show people do that nowadays, but um, the three game show hosts I got to meet, Mark L. Wahlberg, Drew Carey, and George Gregg. Those are the three game
Yeah,
shows. George Gregg used to be a game show host, part of the Lucas Point, um, you know, back then. So that's why I count him as a game show host. Um, now, um, what do you think? Speaking of Wheel of Fortune, Ryan Seacrest has taken over for the past couple of years. What do you think of him as the current host?
I don't mind him. Like, I think he fits it well. Like, because he has hosting experience on other shows.
Yeah,
So I don't really mind Ryan Seacrest as much. Like he's not like I like Pat more, but I see why Pat retired. Like he wants to move on to like others, like his family life or whatever. So I don't mind Ryan Seacrest. I like him.
yeah, and like also like it was time for his retirement as well. It was time to put that chapter to a close of um,
Yeah,
uh, um, with him of course, but um, Ryan Seacrest. I mean, he's been doing well. He's getting better, and I think he's fit well because he's been working with ABC for a long time. With that Rocky New Year's,
yeah,
Rocky New Year's Eve stuff that he does every single year. I think was it 2013? No, 2012 was his first year doing that. That was
yeah,
2012 that we started doing that countdown stuff. And then
yeah. Plus he's been the host of American Idol for years too.
that too, yes. Um,
I
and
don't watch American Idol, but I know he's the host.
I don't watch those talent shows. It's just, um, I think they may or may not be staged.
I think yeah, they it might be a little staged.
I'm not saying no, or I'm just saying like those like fired stuff. I'm just like, oh, come on, you
Yeah,
cannot.
some of the some of those like some of those shows are
And
definitely
plus, and plus, with AI nowadays, it's not
yeah,
really that meaningful anymore
they could
with AI.
definitely stage it.
Um, but with speaking of AI, how often do you watch basketball nowadays? Because NBA
Uh,
on
I
NBC is back.
I try to watch it when it's like not on ABC. Like
Oh, I said NBC.
oh, the
NBC.
NBC. Every like if I'm not working and the Lakers are on there, I'll watch NBC. But I didn't
Because
really like.
here's a fun fact about um, AI. They used, I don't know who the announcer is, but the announcer that does the opening for NBA on NBC, they did an AI voice of him for that opening.
Oh my god.
I'm not kidding. And
Yeah, that's
he,
just
he, pa-
crazy.
he passed away a year or two ago, and with the blessing up there, I mean, I'll give them credit for this. At least they asked his family first, but
Yeah,
still, that they didn't
that's
ask.
good that
They didn't ask like the NBA community for their thoughts on this. So it's like I don't know if they were waiting for that moment where they can use him, as part of their openings to bring Indian NBC back, but still,
yeah.
I don't know. But like, do you think basketball has an opportunity to get back to the old days, like in the future, because it's completely unwatchable now. With,
Uh,
baseball.
so I maybe in the like I don't like Adam
I
Silver.
meant, I
He's
meant
been
like
like
post LeBron James.
post LeBron. I think
Yeah,
people are. I think so. He's
yeah,
on his like like as a Laker fan, people are like, don't you like LeBron because you're a Lakers fan? I'm like he's all right. Like sometimes it's like sometimes he's a little over dramatic, like off the
yeah.
court. But
He is, and also it's like um, he's like trying to take over the game, and
yeah,
that this is completely unwatchable. And also like you know, what I hate about the NBA is these official,
yeah.
uh,
Some of those
like
refs are bad, like on
refs.
calls.
They just like they kept getting on Jayden Brown recently for no reason. So it's just like, what's the point of watching if they're gonna keep attacking players like Jayden Brown recently? So
Yeah.
that's I'm not watching it this year anyway because Stacey Tatum is out here. He's the only reason
Oh,
why I
oh
watch it.
yeah, because his injury, so he's
Yeah, so it's just stupid, but I don't know. But oh, I forgot to ask you this. Do you like watching sports or listening to sports on the radio on your phone or something?
I I like watching sports the normal way, like on TV and stuff. The phone stuff is like,
Okay. I was just curious because of the ESPN having issues right now. I thought you would be interested of doing radio more again or something,
yeah.
um, but to me, I'm starting to be on the radio side because we'll get to the 2025 World Series in just for a bit, but just watching
Oh,
TV,
that
just watching
some
TV for 3 to even 7 hours long, it's just crazy, and
yeah.
I just like to stay active. That's why I'm more. Now, if it's like during the summertime or something, and I'm on my porch, that's one thing. But also, depending on the pitcher matchup or whatever. But to me, I'm more towards radio. And also, going to games in person is also way better. Going.
Yeah.
I'm more about an experience going to games in person. Uh,
Yeah, for sure.
do you have a minor league baseball park in your area?
Besides Yankee Stadium and City Field, no.
Okay.
Besides those two, because
You bet the City Field, right?
I have not been. I've only been to Yankee Stadium like twice when they played the Angels, but other than that, I've not been to the Met Stadium.
I'm not sure if the Angels are going to play there this year, but
I know
um,
they played. I know they played the Mets in City Field, but I had to work when they were playing the Mets in New York this year. So that's why I went to the when they. That's why I went when they played the Yankees.
you can always take a day off, if you wanted to. But still,
I actually
but
because originally I did have off, and then they called me in, so
uh,
and I couldn't.
okay.
So
Um, so as for the 2025 World Series, I know you're an Angels fan, but I'm sure that you were rooting for the Blue Jays,
I
right?
definitely. I hate the Dodgers. I'm sorry. As an Angel fan, like like I like Otani. Like don't get me wrong. Like I'm happy for him. But other than him,
Also Kershaw.
yeah, and Clayton Kershaw, I have respect for him too. But other than
Mhm.
those two, and Freddie Freeman, he don't bother me either.
Yeah.
Like those, besides those three, Mookie, he I know because you're a Blue Jays fan, Mookie's like,
Hmm.
but Mookie
Yeah.
doesn't bother me either. But besides those four players, I like. I'm not a Dodger fan at all. Like
Do you think this is one of the best World Series since 2016?
it was entertaining to watch. I'll give them that. But like other than that,
What was that? Sorry, I had to.
oh, you're good. I said it was entertaining to watch. Like I'll give the World Series that. Like 7 games.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
other
but I don't know. I. It's just that I did not really like that ending at the very end with that double play. I wish it would have been a walk off because we haven't seen a walk off in Game Seven of the World Series since 1960.
yeah.
So in Game Seven, that is. So
Plus plus that controversial call with
yeah,
Isaiah
IKF.
IKF
I feel bad for
Isaiah
the guy.
yeah
He did nothing to me. He did nothing wrong because you know, like he wasn't the one that gave up that home run, but it's just that I I don't know. It's very controversial, but I'm you know the only thing a few things I'm happy about the outcome. Clinton Kershaw goes on top. Um,
yeah for sure.
the people that were affected by the LA wildfires at the beginning of the year, I'm happy for those
Yeah,
guys.
respect for them too.
And also, what's his name? Um, oh yeah, um, the Dodgers are now officially the last team to repeat, and not the Yankees right now. The Dodgers are right now the last team to repeat instead of the Yankees. So as a Red Sox fan, I'm happy for that. But you know, but I feel so bad for those Blue Jay fans because
Yeah,
they waited so long.
there's Toronto fans are
The whole country of Canada,
yeah the whole country we're all rooting for them.
and it's like with the whole country of Canada. I mean, also like Vlad Guerrero Jr. I feel so bad for him. Um, and also like that's Blue Jay fans. They waited, 3, you know, to 4+ hours, staying up, waiting for that moment to happen. They've been
Yeah,
staying up. There were those extra innings, and that's what they got.
yep.
Also, after paying so much money,
Yeah,
paying,
those tickets were probably thousands. Like
I mean,
I know I can't afford it, but
I know, and I'm just like,
but
I have to pay so much money. I mean, I get it. It's at home, Game 7, but
yeah
that was uh, no offense to the Blue Jay fans, but I think that was very dumb for them to do to pay that much money for Game 7. Why? Because look at the Dodgers lineup compared to your lineup. And
yeah
also look at the Dodgers pitching against the Blue Jays pitching.
definitely
And
advantage to the Dodgers there.
it goes to Marmoto, the World Series
Yama,
MVP.
yeah, he's just a
You
he's
should have known. You should have known to not pay those tickets I guess he knew, at some point he was going to come to the game because he was the MVP of
Yeah,
that
he
World Series.
after that complete game he pitched. They definitely should have known.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, I know they were there for the Blue Jays to support and all that. I get it, but
Yeah,
it, I would, if I was a Red Sox fan in the World Series Game 7 at Fenway, no, I wouldn't do that because I wouldn't want to get heartbroken with
yeah,
that type of ending. Like the Blue Jays experience. This is the worst Blue Jays, I mean, World Series loss since the Texas Rangers in 2011.
yeah,
Or else the Cleveland. I don't know, but, because let's not forget Cleveland had a 3-1 series lead, right?
yeah.
In 2016. So,
I think so.
uh, yeah. How did you get into baseball? Like, what's your favorite memories about baseball growing up?
I actually used to play for I used to play baseball, so that's why I my memories are with it, like being on the actual field playing it for years.
Did you play in college as well?
No, I was
Oh,
as a just as a kid.
oh, okay. I thought you meant like a high school career or something.
I wish, but I wasn't that. I'm not. I wasn't that good to play high school level.
Were you more of a pitcher or a hitter?
I could do both, but I would say hitter because I played the like outfield mostly. I was an outfielder most of the time.
How did you keep an eye? Well, then again, you're playing as a kid, but I don't know how the outfielders do it. Like by looking at the white ball in the blue sky is very tricky on how they do it. But I give them a lot
Yeah,
of credit as for the outfielders. Any outfielders that want to go well, I have a lot of respect for them. Um,
yeah, yeah. I played till I was like 16. So,
okay. Um, do you have any favorite American, excuse me, National League team?
and National League team,
Yeah, do you have a favorite National League team for baseball or no?
I would
Because
say
the Angels, because
just
the
the
Angels.
Angels. And if I have to, they'll some of my family will make me root for the Yankees every once in a while if they're not playing the Angels. Like I'll
Why
root
not?
for the
Why not?
Yankees, but
Why not root for the Phillies? Since they're in the National League, because the
I
Phillies are.
I I don't like any Philly. No offense to any of the Philly
Oh,
fans, but some of them, oh my, they're bad. Like the Eagle fans, oh don't they're they're, they're crazy
yeah,
in
they
them.
they're
They're horrible.
that's that's an understatement.
They're
Um,
they're they're, they're just horrible.
that's an understatement, um, and also like what's it called when they won the Super Bowl this year. I mean, thank goodness they did against the Chiefs, but
As a Bronco fan, I was happy. That's the only time I only
yeah,
root for them, is if they play the
okay,
Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Because as a
yeah,
Bronco fan, I hate the Chiefs. So as a Bronco fan, so I was happy that
that's
they
your
won.
biggest rivalry, right?
I'd
That's your
say I would say Chiefs. The Raiders are pretty. I'd say the Chiefs, Chargers are second, or the Raiders.
okay,
Like because our division rivals are
yeah.
are our biggest rivals. So but the Chiefs are definitely.
Yeah, and it's just like you know, I mean, as a sports person, I mean, at least the Broncos they're doing all right this year. They're doing well. Do you think they have a chance to make it to the postseason?
I as we're recording, they are first in the AFC West at 7-2. So I think if we keep going on the pace we're playing, I think we can. I wouldn't say Super Bowl, but we'll definitely make the
I I
playoffs.
I said that postseason, not Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll definitely because we are
Um.
tied for the best record in the NFL with the Patriots and
Yes.
the Colts are actually good this year too. I think they're 7-2 as well.
You're talking
With
about the Patriots.
yep, and the
My
Patriots are good too
the
this
coach
year.
is Mike
Mike
Vrabel.
Vrabel,
Yeah.
former Titans coach.
Yeah. He's doing swell at the. I'm. He's uh he's given me more expectations than I thought he would give us. So he's you know
Plus, plus Drake May is also playing good, the quarterback. So uh, he he's
yeah,
been surprising too.
yeah. I mean, if he stays healthy, for the rest of the year, same with Diggs, um, we have a bright future ahead of us. But
Yeah,
I
Bo
mean,
Nix is playing pretty good too for his second year. So
who knows? Because we have an easy schedule this year. I don't know how that works with certain teams because the New York Jets haven't been to a super postseason game since 2010. So it doesn't really matter what type of schedule you have because
yeah,
I know people out there tell me, "Oh, you just have an easy schedule. That's why you're doing so good." Well, talk to me about the New York Jets because they haven't been to the postseason since 2010.
I know a couple Jet fans. So because
Have
since being
only
from New
one
Jersey,
one win only this year. Only one win. Uh,
uh,
I feel bad for the diehards, but for the 21st century fans, I'm not sorry for them. I'm
yeah,
not.
like I know a couple diehard Jet fans, so I feel bad for them. But
And also, I'm glad you picked the Broncos because with that being in New Jersey,
I've
I
been
remember,
I've been a I've been for years, so it's not like, oh, we hopped on the bandwagon. I've been a
no,
fan for years, so
honestly, they
me and
call themselves the New York Jets. They're not the Jersey Jets, even though they should,
they
because
play in Jersey.
yes,
Them and the Giants. I don't, oof, and there's some
also the
Giant fans
Giants, yes.
too.
The only real New York team is Buffalo Bills because they play in
They're
New York, Buffalo. They're the real New York team because they play in Buffalo, New York. That's part of New York.
yeah,
Um, but I don't know, but that's just my will rant on that because I'm just like,
yeah.
if you're gonna call yourselves the New York
New
Jets,
York Jets, New York Giants.
New
We
York,
play in, I
New
guess,
Jersey,
because it's by the city. I'll give them that. It's by New York City, but I
yeah,
would. But other than that, I'm like, they play in Jersey. Technically, there was, but it was the New Jersey Nets back in the day with
um,
Jason Kidd, Vince Carter
I didn't
days,
know
but
that. Yeah,
before they were the Brooklyn Nets.
yeah, I don't know, but that's just my rant on it. But so, what's your goals for the future in your life right now? Like, do you have like as for your YouTube channel or future jobs? Like, what do you like to do? Like, what do you want to do?
Uh, for the actually, like before I start, like my childhood dream job was to be a sports commentator. So like,
Okay,
I might go to school for that. Like, might do online school for that. YouTube, I haven't really I don't really post that much, but I might get back on posting on there.
okay. Um, I was gonna ask you about the like you went to college for 4 years, right?
I went to high school. I've
I'm
never
at college.
no, I never went to college.
Yeah,
So
I never went to college either because
I
I
went
was
I
doing. Go ahead.
I wasn't really a school person, so I knew like
Yeah,
after high school I was done with school.
yeah. I was done with school myself too because going there for like you know all my life, up to this year, I stopped going. I stopped going to call. I mean, school. Um, this past year, but I only went back to no, well, technically it was at my high school, but it was a different program I was a part of. 4 extra years there because I was doing volunteering stuff, in, in my area as with job sites. That's the only
Yeah,
reason why I was there for 4 years. But college is too expensive. It's
definitely.
because what kids out there need as for college is all their relatives to pay for the college. That's like over $50,000 or something for
Yeah.
3 or 4 years. So if you want to, I mean, hopefully that online school works out for you remotely because like
Yeah, I saw like a couple programs for like colleges that are online, so I might do that to.
yeah, because like I mean, not every celebrity got successful because of college. So
Yeah.
uh, I don't know, we'll see. But with that being said, that'll be it for this interview. Thank you for Luke to be joined with us tonight, and we'll be right back after these commercial messages.
Are you looking for the most fun entertainment on YouTube? Then welcome to the Network 3000. We have game shows, vlogs, live streams, podcasts, live shows, sport videos, gaming videos, plus more. Subscribe today. We hope you enjoy the Network 3000 on YouTube.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Car Sharks here on this 3000 episode. And today we're here with our host, Jordy, and also our contestants, Mike Madness and William Braun. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing all right.
Doing good.
Just well.
Yeah, especially after the GTA 6 news, but that's another topic. But anyway, we're going to get started with our players, William and Michael for Car Sharks, as we have joined the floor here.
All right, welcome to another edition of Card Sharks. As David said, I am your host, Jordy Skow, and with us is our contestants, none other than William the Conqueror, and of course, Mad Mike Sports and Entertainment, and also who will be helping us with the board right here will be none other than Imo Inuyasha, aka Brandon Bulbaguad. So let's first introduce our contestants. William, how are you doing, and what do you plan to do with your winnings of points?
Well, I might have like a little bit of a getaway vacation going on planned ahead.
All right. And Mad Mike, how are you doing, and what do you plan to do with your points, if you win this?
I'm doing all right, and I'm not sure what I'd do with anything I'd win.
Hey, I mean, there's always time to decide. But anywho, let's get down to it. Since William is on top and Mike is on the bottom, that means William will be the red cards and Mike will be the blue, meaning William will go first in regards to the questions. Now, if you get one right, you will be able to change a card once, we do the base cards. However, if Mike is the one who gets it, higher or lower, and it's, correct than the number you've already picked that's not higher or lower, then he gets to go first. And, of course, you know how it is. Once you don't get the card like that's higher or lower in the base cards, then that means your opponent will be given the chance to do the base cards but cannot change his card, because he did not get the question right. And once you get all 5 cards in both rounds, that'll be it if you get 2 out of 3. However, if we reach to one, win each, we will go down to a tiebreaker, which means it will only have 3 cards in the base card round. And then we will do the bonus card round, which will, of course, mean, again, the point card round, where you'll reach up to probably more points than you originally thought of. So, are we all ready?
Ready.
Yep, ready.
All right, William, this question goes out to you. So, we surveyed 100 people. Do you think people who claim to have seen UFOs are crazy? How many said yes?
Oh, gosh. So, like, out of 100 people, like, how many? Oh, gosh.
100 people were surveyed. Do you think people who claim to have seen UFOs are crazy? And how many of them said yes, that they think they're crazy?
Oh, gosh. I'll just say 17, just for the hell of it.
17, huh? All right. Mike, 100 people that said yes, that they think people who claim to have seen UFOs are crazy. Do you think it's higher or lower than 17?
It's gotta be higher.
Higher than 17. And the correct answer for the people that said yes, that people who claim to have seen UFOs are crazy, are 16. It is not higher. It is actually lower, and it was 1 point behind than what William guessed.
Oh.
So, way on you, William. All right, so let's go ahead to the base cards, and I've already explained the rules. Since you got right, you can change the card if you so wish, but however, you can only do it once. There is no second chances. So let's see what you end up as your base card. It is a 3 of clubs, so that's a good card, but then again, it's your choice to change it or not.
Higher.
Higher than a 3 of clubs. It is a 7 of spades.
Higher.
Higher than a 7 of spades. It is a queen of clubs.
Ooh. Well, since I already got a queen, I'll go lower.
Lower than a queen. Oh, it is an ace of hearts.
Yes.
That means these cards go bye-bye and replaced with 3 more. Oh, man. What an unfortunate twist of fate.
The cards, take it away.
Well, and your base card is still 3. Whether that's good or bad is completely up to you. All right, Mike, it's your turn. Since you didn't get the question right, you will not be able to change your card. So let's see if fortune smiles on you. It actually does. It is a 4 of clubs. You want to go higher or lower?
Okay. Pikachu says higher.
Pikachu says higher. It is a 5 of diamonds.
What do you think, Pikachu? Pika? Okay, I'm gonna go with you on this one, Pikachu. Higher.
Pikachu says higher again. It is a 7 of hearts.
Freeze.
Freezing on the 7 of hearts, meaning he has 2 more cards left, leaving William with his base card being 3.
I do not like that 7 one bit.
All right, let's get on to the next question. All right. Mike, since it's your turn now, this question goes out to you. We ask 100 married men, would you share your wife with a friend as is Eskimo custom, how many of them said yes they would?
Oh boy. Well, the only people I know of that would share got would be Eskimos and, well, Mormons. But that's beside the point. Anyway. I'd say about 40.
40 of them. Okay. William, do you think it's higher or lower that yes, 100 men, like 100 men that were asked, would they share their wife with a friend as is Eskimo custom? How many of them said yes?
Lower.
You think it's lower than 40? And the correct answer is 10. It is actually 10. It is not higher. It's not 40. It is actually 10. So, William, you got the question right.
He still has that 3.
Yes, he still has the 3, but then again, you never know. But he can still change it if he wants to.
Never know with these cards.
I don't know.
So, William, if you still have the 3, you can still change it, or do you want to go higher or lower? It is completely up to you.
Yeah, I'll do higher.
You'll go higher?
Higher.
It is a 9 of spades.
Oh, I don't like that 9.
Higher.
Higher. Are you sure about this?
You know what? Back up. Well, the thing is, I don't want to risk myself, getting caught. But I'm gonna go with lower.
All right. I just want to know: are you absolutely sure about this?
Yes.
All right. Lower than a 9. It is actually a 2 of diamonds.
Okay. Thank God. Thank God.
You want to keep going or freeze?
Freeze.
Freeze on a 2 of diamonds. That is very risky, but okay. And since it's now your turn, third question goes to William. Will you kindly please switch the screens, please? Thank you. All right. All right, William. We asked 100 psychiatrists, generally, does watching soap opera characters solve their problems help a woman make the same decision in real life? How many of them said yes?
I'll take a random shot. I'll say 35.
35. Okay. Mike, 100 psychiatrists asked, and a total of them, how many of the total said yes, that watching soap opera characters solve their problems help a woman make the same decisions in real life?
Ooh, 35. That seems like a reasonable number. I'm just going to go a little higher than that.
Higher than a 35. And the correct answer is 29. It is not higher. It is lower, meaning, William, you got the question right.
Wow.
All right. All right, then.
Or for Alex. Wow.
Woo. All right. You still have the card at 2 of diamonds. However, you can change that if you want, but I wouldn't recommend it. So,
yeah, I was going to say, I honestly think changing would be a risk, honestly. So
you want to go higher or lower?
I'll say higher.
Well, obviously higher, because there's nothing lower than a 2. And higher is a 6 of spades. It is a mid card, but hey, that is up to you if you want to freeze it or if you want to keep going.
Oh gosh. can only hear the Saw theme playing, and it's building up anxiety. I'll. You know what? I'll do freeze.
Freeze on the 6 of spades, okay?
Yes.
All right. Final question for round 1.
Someone has to win on this play.
Mike, we asked 100 bachelors. Could you make a decent meal from what is in your refrigerator right now? How many of these bachelors said yes?
You know what? Control's important here. I'm going to have to back William into a corner and say 51.
51, all right. William, do you think the number of bachelors that could, cook a decent meal in the refrigerator right now, do you think it's higher or lower than 51?
You know what? I'll do Price of Right and say lower.
Lower than 51. And the correct answer is 29 again. It is not higher. It is lower. And William, for the third time, you got the question right. Now, this is where we get ourselves into a little predicament. Now, here's how it works. Since you got it right, you can change the 6, but however, you got to play the card regardless. But once you change that card, there's no turning back. But if you still want to play it, that's a huge gamble. But hey, it's your choice. However, you could pass it to Mike. However, he has to play that 7 because he did not get the question right, and he has to go all the way to the end. If he gets one that's like a duplicate, then he automatically loses, and you win the first round. But the same goes to you if you get that final base card, if it's the same as the new card or the card you're using right now. So,
okay.
Again, it's a big risk, but what do you want to do?
Oh gosh, with the 4 cards that I have concurrently, and then there's only one left. Oh gosh. You know what? I'll say higher. I'm risking it.
You're risking it, and you're going to go higher.
I'm risking it.
All right. Now, if it is a duplicate, then that means Mike automatically wins. But if it's higher than a 6, then you win the first round, and we go into round 2. Yes! It is a 7 of clubs. It is indeed higher.
Thank God. Woo!
Let's see what the other cards Mike would have gotten. Oh, he would have gotten a duplicate because he wouldn't have been able to change the card, so he was screwed either way.
Yeah, that's so true.
And the last card was a 6 of diamonds.
So I was in the right to freeze.
Yeah, you were in the right to freeze, but because you didn't get the questions right, if he passed you would have lost. However, if he did not get this one right, you would have won. Very impressive for our first round.
So this is a must-win for me to force a tiebreak.
Indeed it is. I will go ahead and set up the cards right now for the next round. Until then, we'll be right back after these messages. And we're back. And we are now going to go into the second round. William is 1-0 against Mad Mike right now. However, Mike can, pull out a tie if he gets, the second round and making it 1 win apiece to make it for the third, round. And if it's possible. So, Mike, what do you plan to do? Like, how do you plan to keep up?
Plan to take control early and keep it.
All right. With that being said, let's go on to the second round of the game, shall we? And since the last question was for Mike, this question now goes to William. William, we ask 100 inmates, if presented the perfect opportunity to escape, would you make a break for it? How many of them said yes, they would make a break for it?
That may be a low number. I want to go 13.
13 inmates. Okay, Mike, do you think it's higher or lower than 15 on who would make a break for it?
Oh, that's going to be much higher. If presented the perfect opportunity to escape from prison, you would take it.
Not unless if you've seen, Shawshank Redemption or Murphy's Law or whatever. But hey, then again, I don't know about Murphy's Law. I've never seen it. But anyway, the correct answer is 61. It is indeed higher than 13.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Kiki, get out of the way. All right. And
Kitten.
it's my cat. Hold on.
I think Kiki wants to be the star of the show.
Of course, she wants to be the star of the show, but she's got to move. Come on.
She's like
a delivery service.
She's like, can I guess this next card?
There you go. Go ahead, eat your food.
Cat.
All right. Since you got the question right, Mike. Let's see what base card you get. It is a 4 of diamonds. Not bad. You can still change it, though, but that is your choice.
Hear about this, Pikachu? Okay, Pikachu is saying higher.
Higher than a 4 of diamonds. It is a Queen of Hearts.
Pika. Lower.
Lower than a Queen of Hearts. It is a 6 of clubs.
Freeze.
Freezing on the 6 of clubs, leaving William without a base card to play. And the next question goes to Mike. Mike, we asked 100 married men, if you were stranded on a desert island, would you rather be alone than stranded only with your mother-in-law? How many of them said they would rather be alone than be stranded with their mother-in-law?
Oh, that's going to be a pretty high number. I'd say 58 out of 100 say that they would rather be alone than with their mother-in-law.
58 out of 100 men. Okay, William, do you think that's higher or lower?
I say it might have to be a little tad bit higher.
A little tad bit higher, and the correct answer is 56. It is not higher. It is actually lower, meaning 2 more points because Mike gets the question right again, but only 2 points, behind or ahead. Excuse me. All right.
Hey, Pikachu, what do you want to do with that 6?
Base card, but you can change it if you want to.
Pikachu and I have discussed it, and we're going to change the 6.
We're going to change the 6, okay? And your 6 now becomes a 3 of clubs.
Oh!
Three numbers down.
Exchange. Higher.
Higher than a 3 of clubs. It is a Queen of clubs.
Oh, great card. Lower.
For the win. Is it lower? Yes, it is a 9 of spades. Let's see what William could have gotten if he had a chance to play the base card.
Well done, Mike.
This is shocking. 2 of hearts. He would have gone lower, or actually higher, excuse me. And then don't know if he'd freeze right there, but he would have went lower. But if he went higher, he would have been done. And he'd probably do a coin flip for that one. And well, I'll
Damn.
be.
Damn.
Well, what a way to end the second round on that one. That means it's 1 win apiece for both contestants. So that means we will have the third and final round to decide who will play the cards. So with that said, we will be right back after these messages, so don't go away.
You go.
All right, we are back, and now we are at the third decisive round. On the first round, William got it, with only a couple of cards, ahead of Mad Mike. However, Mad Mike was able to get a win back, and William was unable to do any of his base cards in the second round, meaning it was a clean sweep. So with that being said, we are in the third and final round of card art. So with that being said, William, what do you plan on doing to try and get back in the race on this one?
I mean, if I get some sort of high card or something, may go into some sort of strategy, I guess you could say.
And Mike, you passed with flying colors with the last round. Do you think you have what it takes to do it again, or is it just a one-hit wonder?
I hope I have what it takes to pull it off again. It's going to come down to the calls that Pikachu makes. Ready, Pikachu? Pika-Pee!
All right. So that being said, I believe the last question was for Mike, meaning this question, I believe, is for William. All right, William. We asked 100 men, have you ever slapped a woman's face to stop her from getting hysterical? How many of them said yes, they have? Equal rights, equal fights.
Well, the thing is, I would never slap my woman in the face. But anyways, I'll say 45.
45 out of 100. Okay. Mike, do you think that's higher or lower?
Well, like William, I would never slap a woman. I would never slap my Flyers cheerleader friend Danielle. But I'd say that's gotta be just a tad higher. Because there are some guys that would do that.
There would be some guys that would do that, okay? Tad bit higher, and the correct answer is 24. It is not higher, it is lower. Yeah, I guess that means there's some men that can, restrain themselves from being aggressive and physical. All right. All right, William, since you got the question right, you can change the base card depending on what it is, and it is a Queen of Diamonds. All right, that's a good start.
Oh, okay. Okay. A Queen of Hearts is good to start, but I'll go lower.
Lower than a Queen of Diamonds. It is a 6 of Diamonds.
Pause.
You're going to freeze it on there?
Yes.
All right, and that will be your base card until you change it if you get the question right on the next one. All right. Mike, I believe this question will be for you. We've got 100 house husbands that are asked, do you follow any soap operas regularly? How many of them said yes?
Oh, boy. This is one of my mom's questions, but anyway. There are some guys
it says house husband, not housewife.
There are some guys that do follow soap operas regularly. I'm not one of them, but I digress. That'd be a fairly middling number. I'd say about 41.
41 out of 100 house husbands. William, do you think it's higher or lower than 41?
I say higher.
Higher than 41. And the correct answer is how many husbands follow soap operas regularly is 33. It is not higher, it is lower.
Okay.
Meaning Mike has the chance to go for his base card.
See what the base card is.
All right, let's see. Since you got the question right, it is... Ooh, it's an 8 of hearts. But because you got the question right, you can change it.
Pika. Okay. Pikachu says change the 8.
We will change the 8.
Get that 8 out of here. I don't like it.
And the new base card is a King of Hearts.
Oh. Great call, Pikachu. Lower than that king.
Lower than a King of Hearts. It is a 6 of Spades. You can freeze it or you can continue because William's in the same boat, but then again, that's totally up to you.
Favor here with this fixed, but only slightly. What do you think? We're gonna try it. Higher for the game.
Higher for the game. Is it higher than a 6 of Spades for the win? Yes, it is a 7 of Diamonds. Mad Mike Sports and Entertainment wins.
Good call, Pikachu. Good call.
Very good. Let's see what William could have winded up with if if you got the answer
Well
wrong.
done, Pikachu.
Ooh, if you would have went higher, you would have gotten the ace of diamonds.
Ooh.
That is very incredible.
Yeah.
Well, William, I hate to do this to you, but you lost. But still, you actually put up a good fight, in both on the first and third rounds. But
Yeah, I did.
Mike got you 2 in a row. So, still, are you satisfied with how you competed?
Oh, hell yeah, I am. I sure am.
All
Looking
right.
forward to doing this again.
And we hope to have you with us at that time. As
Yes.
for you, Mad Mike, you won the 2 out of 3 rounds, which means you get to do the point cards, which means you're going to start at 200 and work your way up to more than 200 regarding higher or lower. So hope you're ready for that soon.
Ready.
Well, hope you're ready for more along with everyone else, because we'll be right back after these messages one last time, so don't go away. And we are back. We are back with the with Card Sharks and Mad Mike Sports and Entertainment. He won 2 out of 3 rounds to become the winner, and now he's gained 200 points, which is an custom of $200. These currencies are fictional, not legitimate. In case anybody thinks we're gambling illegally on YouTube, which is really crazy to think. But nevertheless, Mad Mike, are you ready to play the point cards?
Bring on those money cards.
All right. So here's how it works. You're starting out with 200 right now. However, you have the option to go, to choose what amount you want to use, depending whether it's higher or lower regarding the base card you're in. Now, for the first round, you can choose a different base card depending on the row. However, you can only choose one of these 3 cards each for each row. You cannot do it 2 times in a row because that would be very complicated. However, if you bust, that's okay because you will be given an additional 400 right here. And then, however, if you bust again, it's all over. However, if you make it through this row right here and you go to the big bet, you can only bet half of what you've earned, and then whether it's higher or lower. So, with that being said, are you ready?
Bring it.
All right. Let's get down to the point cards right now. We have a king of spades for the start. Now,
that is a great card, and that is all of it lower.
All of it lower. He's going ahead of himself. All right, let's see. All of it lower. Oh, it's a queen of spades. 400 points. All right, 400 points, higher or lower, or do you want to change the card?
Guys, the queen, that's going to be all of it lower.
All of it lower. It is a jack of spades.
Wait a second. Okay, I see where this is going.
I wouldn't get my hopes up if I were you. I had these shuffled, but still, it's a jack. I mean, you can still bet all of it higher.
Yeah, it's still a jack, but I haven't used my change card yet for this line, so I'm gonna change that jack.
Oh, you're gonna change that jack. Okay, which one you want to use? You want to use 1, 2, or 3? That's the base.
Change it with 2.
Change it with the second card, okay? And it is, an 8 of spades.
Ew. Okay. That was a bad exchange, but I'm going to go $100 says higher.
Okay, $100. Wait, says higher?
$100 higher.
$100 higher. No, it is a 5. That means you lost 100, making it 700. But however, because you get an additional 400 points, that makes it 1,300.
It's 1,100.
So
no, it would be 1,100. So because I had 700. Okay.
Actually, wait a minute. Wait, 700. Oh yeah, it is. Oh yeah, that is right. My bad. Sorry.
Okay, I have a 5.
Math was never my best, subject. Anyway.
I have a 5. Let's do Let's do $200 higher.
200 points higher than a 5 is a 9 of diamonds.
Ew, I hate those 9s. Let me change that.
All right, do you want to do it with 1 or 2? I mean 3, excuse me.
3. Change it with 3, please.
3, and it is a 2 of spades.
Oh, that is a great card, and that is all of it higher.
All right, all of it higher. A 4 of spades, meaning you get 2,600.
It's a 4. I'm going to go, let's go 1,400 higher.
1,400 higher. It is an ace of spades. Now, here's what happens next. Now, you can still change it, even though I don't recommend it because that is a great card. However,
Fantastic card.
However, you have to bet at least half, meaning you have to bet only 2,000, but you can bet it all, and you can say lower, but it only depends on what's behind here, because if it's a push, then you're just going to wind up with 400. But if it's lower,
4,000.
Then you get, then you get either another additional 2,000 for 6,000 or 8,000 if you go for all of it. So what do you want to do? You want to change the card, go higher or lower, and what is the amount you want to use?
2,000, screw that. All of it lower.
All of it lower for 8,000 points. Big bet. It is a king of clubs. All right, hold on. Let's see what the last change card would have been. It would have been a 7 of clubs. You saved yourself humiliation on that one. But with that being said, Mad Mike, that was a very impressive game. You did pretty well on the point cards, and you got 8,000 points. Now, depending on what you'll use with it, all I can say is don't use it on drugs unless they're, pharmaceutical for your doctor for you to prescribe. But that's a different story. And if it's illegal drugs, then sell them to me. I'll do something with them.
or to quote Brendan's soundboard, don't spend on drugs, and most importantly, don't smoke weed every day.
Well, unless you're dragging. But hey,
that's your Snoop Dogg.
Oh, that's true too. But anyway,
Yeah.
That's going to be it for our edition of Card Sharks. And what a way to have a great game in the amount of, a total of 45 minutes on the clock of our time zone, but 35 minutes worth of recording. Thank you so much for being a part of this episode. I am your host, the Youngblood Outsider, Jordy Skow, along with William and Mike, and we wish you all a great night. Stay healthy, and God bless you all.
All right, I am here with our next guest here on this interview. Please welcome podcaster Abigail. How are you doing, Abigail?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing good. So tell us how you got into podcasting.
I started podcasting by the time this episode comes out about 2.5 years ago. And I had a lot of people tell me that I give advice that I should start a podcast, blog. That was something that I considered doing. But with my health, sometimes I don't feel up to being in front of a camera. So I was like, oh, well, podcasting, I can do that whenever. It doesn't matter if I'm, laying down with ice on my head, like who cares? So I decided to create a podcast account and recorded a couple episodes, put them out, and it's, gone from there. At this point, at the time of recording this, I have a little over 140 episodes, but it probably will be like 150 by the time the episode comes out. And it's been a lot of fun. Most of the episodes are with guests, but I do have some solo episodes sprinkled in there as well.
And tell us what your podcast is all about and what type of advice do you bring?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so my podcast is called Beautiful Legacy. My podcast is all about mind, body, soul health. And so the episodes kind of encompass that, as well as giving people a platform to share their stories, share their wisdom. And a big part of it is sharing what kind of legacy we want to leave. Why do we want to leave it? So I have people come on that are coaches, people come on that are pastors, different people that are therapists, people that are also chronically ill, like myself, who have started companies, some authors, some musicians. I have a wide variety of people come on, and basically they share their story and like how they got started with what they're doing, and then share, you know, how they got there, and share. A lot of people are very vulnerable. Some people have come on and talked about, you know, wanting to commit suicide, attempting to commit suicide, or very vulnerable things about being like in domestic violence situations and things like that. So it's been really interesting to see all the people and have them share their stories. And then also all the feedback I've gotten too, with people being like, hey, I went through this. I always was afraid to talk about it, but since listening to your episode, I now want to share my story too. And sometimes then people have come on the podcast, or they've just gone on their own social media platforms and shared their stories, which has been really awesome to see.
Absolutely. What has been your favorite story on your podcast that someone brought?
I think that it's interesting because people have asked me that before, and I think almost every single that some of my favorites have been I had someone come on that has muscular dystrophy, and she's in a wheelchair, and herself, that was fashionable, that she loved, that shared a message. And so she created that for herself, and then also created it for other people. And she's since been in some fashion shows and different things like that. So stories like hers, I think, are really inspiring to me. And I leave it going, oh my gosh, I love this. I love when people take their pain and they turn it into purpose, they turn it into legacy. So I think that that has kind of been some of my favorites. But then also vulnerability pieces. I had a friend that committed suicide a couple years ago, and her brother, who I'm also friends with, came on the podcast, and we really talked about what it's been like since she's been gone, what we wish we could tell her, what we wish she had known, and just really talked about grief and the vulnerability that comes with that, and also the guilt kind of that can come with having someone pass away that took their own life, and wondering whether you could have done something different, whether if you had known, if you could have saved them, that kind of thing. So episodes like that as well, I think, have been really powerful, and I've been able to walk away with a lot of healing myself. And then also, like I said, to see the people that listen that can take something away as well.
Oh yeah, and is there a story that they told that you went through the same thing?
That went through like the same thing as me in different
Yeah.
areas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've had some people on as well that have different, I deal with a lot of migraines. So I had someone also come on that talked about migraines, and I've had people come on that talk about like the grief of the spoony life. Because if people listening don't know, a lot of people that are chronically ill will use the spoon theory to kind of describe like the energy, like someone that's more healthy. And us, we may wake up with the same amount of spoons, but it may take, you know, 2 spoons just to do something that takes someone half a spoon to use, essentially. And so I had some wanting to do things that we used to be able to do, and some of the things that we've never been able to do because of having health issues early on in life. And so those have been really fun episodes because I've been able to share my story, but also had somebody to share their feedback as well, versus just doing a solo episode and talk.
That's pretty cool. Have you had any celebrities on your program?
I haven't had too many like super big names. I have had some people, one person, she used to work for Jerry Springer behind the scenes. So I had her on. I've had some actresses and actors on. One of the actors that I had recently on, she was a very big voice actor in Europe, and she's done some other things like Hallmark movies and some other stuff, but hasn't had like a ton of big parts. And I've had different artists come on that have, had, chart topping songs or whatever. One of my friends is a country artist, and she came on and she did a cover, well, not a cover, like a remake kind of Save Me by Jelly Roll, and it was kind of like the woman's perspective of like that song. And so she came on, I think it was shortly after that had blown up.
Okay.
And we had already planned to have her on, so it was kind of cool, the timing.
What social media platforms is this podcast on? Like, is it on video or is it on audio only?
So it's just audio, but I do have an Instagram and a Facebook for it. And so with guest episodes, my guests send me a video after we record, and this is, something I didn't share that I want to share. The episode's coming out on Friday, that kind of thing. So I do post a video from the guest before the episode drops to, get my listeners excited, share the topic. But the podcast itself is only audio. So it's on Instagram and Facebook. On Instagram, it's the Beyoutiful_legacy. And the Beautiful is spelled BEYOUTIFUL. And then Facebook is just Beautiful Legacy. I am also technically on Lemonade, but I don't post very much on there. And I sometimes will post some things podcast related on TikTok, but it's not directly attached to my podcast.
What sources did you use to get guests on your platform?
Yeah. So it's been a very wide variety. At first, it was mostly friends because I was just starting out. But then I joined a Marco Polo ambassador program. It's Marco Polo is a video chat app, and I've been using it for many years. So I joined their ambassador program. And through that, they do community groups for the ambassadors. So I met podcasters through there who then were like sharing some of their tips and suggested certain Facebook groups. And then as my podcast has grown in popularity, I've had people reach out to me and either pitch themselves via email or Instagram, or pitching people. I've had a lot of people on that they're publicists or someone they know, are like, hey, I listened to your podcast. I love this episode. I would recommend this person. I recently had someone, I don't know if she's going to come on or not, because I don't think she's filled out my guest request form, but somebody that works for the person that founded the Caroline's cart that you can see in Target and other stores for disabled children or adults that would fit into the cart. And so she reached out and was like, hey, I listened to this episode. I think that she might be interested. Different people like that have really reached out. So I think probably at this point, maybe a third to a half are people that have just randomly gotten pitched to me. Then sometimes on Facebook groups, if I comment about my podcast, people will then pitch themselves. So yeah, and then some of the people I've looked up myself. So there have been topics like budgeting, skincare and hair care and stuff, because I do have like some that are more like that, that I've ended up looking and being like, hey, I want to find someone that can talk about this. Or sometimes I'll find people on social media, like somebody I've had a dream expert on a couple times, and since we've become friends, and I saw her TikTok talking about dreams, and I've always had really vivid dreams. And so I commented and was like, hey, do you want to do an episode of my podcast with me? And she's like, that would be so awesome. So she's been on twice now. And then somebody else talked about like gluten-free stuff. And I'm also gluten-free. And so I'd commented and was like, hey, you want to be on the podcast? So I'm going to be recording with her soon. So it kind of all varies of how they come on. Some of them are still friends of mine that listen and want to be on the podcast and say, hey, but for the most part, people I don't know that come on the podcast, but some of them are still friends of mine.
Apologies for the difficulties with the StreamYard on her end. I'm not quite sure what's going on with StreamYard these days, but we got her on the phone. So you say you're part of New England, right? What part of New England are you in?
I am in Maine.
Maine. Okay. I'm like 40. Like I'm about 40 minutes or so near Boston. So how far is Boston from Maine? I forgot to check that before.
I think it's a couple hours. I have a friend that lives, I think, an hour from Boston, and she normally it takes like 2.5 hours to get to me. So okay. I think it's probably like an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on what route you take.
Okay. So I assume you do in-person interviews as well, correct?
Most of them have been virtual because I do have people from all over the world on the podcast. A lot of the people aren't local to me. My friend that has lives in Massachusetts that comes up to visit regularly, she was on the podcast, and her episode was recorded locally. And then if we ever do another episode with her, which we probably will, we'll probably record that in person as well.
Yeah. Haven't been to any of the sports here in New England because it's a big sports region.
So growing up, I have brothers, and so I would watch some football, but it was mostly baseball with my siblings and my brothers and my dad, my grandfather. And I enjoyed that, but I've never been to a game in person minus like the Fisher Cats.
Okay,
I think a couple times. And then besides that, I haven't been to, but my brothers have been to multiple Red Sox games. And I'm pretty sure one of my brothers has been to a Patriots game in person.
Yeah, I actually went to the Fisher Cats for the first time this year. That was my first game there back in, I think it was May or something. I really love the ballpark because I mean that field is very cool. And I also like the Sea Dogs, and I mean Porter Park, the Worcester Red Sox team. They're a fabulous ballpark as well. Like 20 minutes, from me, and also like near Fairmont Park. I mean that's very, very cool. I've been to Pawtucket, the original AAA, but both are cool. But have you? So you say you watch football? Do you also watch college football as well, or used to?
I haven't really. I think my dad watched it a little bit, but I don't remember watching that really as a kid. Now at this point, my husband follows it a little bit. I don't know if he's really watched a ton of games at home, but we normally get together with my siblings, my grandparents, and an aunt and some cousins, and typically we'll watch the Super Bowl all together. So that's really the only game that I watch fully, but I do sometimes will see clips or whatever, and I follow it somewhat because, like I said, I think my husband will tell me like, oh, so-and-so is in the playoffs or whatever. But that's basically it as far as football. And then baseball, I don't typically follow too much anymore either. But if I were to pick a sport to watch, that probably would be what I would choose to put on if I was going to watch something.
For baseball, you mean? Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I ask people all the time, what do they prefer? Do they like, I know we haven't talked about hockey yet, but when I ask people, oh, do you like going to baseball or hockey better? I mean, at least in hockey, you don't have to worry about any rain. But, then again, it's very cold going to hockey games. But, I mean, nothing beats going to a baseball game in the summertime. Because, it's a very enjoyable experience. It's not too crowded. I mean, depending on what stadium you're in, but it's very awesome. Is there anything else they want to promote?
I think it's just my podcast. If people want to listen, it's basically on any platform. I can also send you, David, my website if you wanted to link that in the description of the episode. I don't know how you typically do that, but if anyone goes to the Beyoutiful_legacy on Instagram, again, that's BEYOUTIFUL, there is in my bio, there is a link to my website, and all the places that it is found are there, but it can be found basically anywhere. It is technically on YouTube, but I only really post shorts occasionally. There's not full episodes, but basically anywhere else that you look for the podcast, even on like the smaller ones like Pocket Casts and Castbox and those type of things, it can be found there.
Okay. Well, that'll be it for this interview. Thank you very much.